Y'all need to find some people that actually care about their constituents. And honestly, whenever y'all are ready to work, we on this side of the aisle have always been ready to do what is right by the American people. Instead, what you can continue to do is go after the most vulnerable in our country. The fact that you just sat up there and somehow figured out how to tie trans folk to your argument makes no sense to me. But let me tell you something. Trans people ain't going nowhere. Just like when the racists wanted to make sure that black people somehow were going to be dismissed in this country. We ain't left either.
I don't know why certain parts of the black community always want to tie the struggle of other people to the civil rights movement. It doesn't matter who it is. They want to say that the struggle of people and lifestyle choices that they make on their own is equivalent to people who had no choice as to the ethnicity that God placed them in, and the struggles and the challenges and the discrimination and the threats and the harm that happened to them because of their ethnicity. That these two things are the same. You know, it's one of the things that really frustrates me a lot, because I am tired of people using the civil rights movement, piggybacking on the civil rights movement to advance their agenda. And namely, I'm talking about the radical LGBTQIA plus folks. They have jumped on the back of the civil rights movement, and they have leapfrogged black people to achieve the things that they want. You want to list them off? Yeah, black people in the 60s got voting rights. Black people in the 60s got civil rights. You know what the LGBTQ has done in the last 60 years? They've destroyed the traditional family. They have made it cool for drag queens to read in front of your children. They've made that cool. As a matter of fact, you had a candidate running for president that actually first went to a drag show to announce her candidacy and ask for support from that community. They've made it to where if you speak out against children mutilating themselves, you are seen as a bad guy. You're seen as something wrong with that. If you speak out about how this lifestyle is being normalized, how it doesn't lead to reproduction, how it leads to death, you are the bad guy. Think about that. If you speak out as a Christian, standing up for biblical marriage, standing up for traditional marriage, you are now the bad guy. And this just doesn't apply to the Democratic Party. This applies to every party. It applies to the Republican Party now. So this is what has happened in the last 60 years by the LGBTQ community. And they've used the backs of black people to do it. And it all started with President Obama.
New this morning, another magazine cover causing some controversy.
This one is about President Obama after he announced his public support for same-sex marriage last week. Here's the picture on the cover of Newsweek this week. Eyewitness News reporter Nicole Estefan joins us live in the newsroom now with more on the controversy.
Good morning. Newsweek's latest cover set to hit stands in about a week, and no doubt it will spawn some conversation here. It declares Barack Obama as, quote, the first gay president. Obama's face is pictured looking skyward, complete with a rainbow halo. The accompanying article analyzes the president's backing of gay marriage. Now, Obama said Wednesday he supports gay marriage, reversing his position on a controversial social issue just 6 months before the November election. The president says after years of conversation, he now believes that gays and lesbians have the right to marry. Meanwhile, the presumptive Republican presidential nominee, Mitt Romney, reiterated this weekend that he believes marriage is between a man and a woman. At least one area politician is weighing in on the issue.
People get that this is about human dignity, and I applaud the president for standing up for human dignity. That is an American value.
You must start the marriages immediately.
We're getting a directive from our director that we cannot do anything until we hear from the state. And we haven't heard from the state.
Who do we need to call to make that happen?
They're going to have to call the state because they're going to have to issue something from the court. Can we have you guys step aside and let us handle the customers until you get...
Yes. I'll get something, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to call them?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Hi, I've got the Attorney General on the phone right here. Is there someone who can speak with me? Okay. Are you the director? I am. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Real with AFER. These are our plaintiffs.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
I have the Attorney General on the phone right here. Can you take a call from her?
Sure.
Okay, Felix, here we go. I'm hitting the phone.
Hi, this is Dean.
You must start the marriages immediately.
All right, I will take that as a notice and license them.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. Have a good day and enjoy it. It's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. Okay.
That was the clerk of Los Angeles, and I just told them that they have to start marriages right away. Let the rings exchanged and the vows declared symbolize your commitment, sincerity, and affection, and may your love never falter. By virtue of the power and authority vested in me by the state of California, I now declare you spouses for life.
And you see, that's always been the play of the Marxists and the communists and the socialists. They've always wanted to disrupt the biblical family, the nuclear family, because it's a tactic of the devil to pervert whatever God has instituted. And the enemy knows, the devil knows that if he can infiltrate the family, that unit, that building block of a prosperous society, the building block of where biblical principles and biblical values are taught, then he can disrupt a country, a society, and a people. And they've used black people as their guinea pigs to push this stuff. They started with the New Deal, with the Great Society programs, when they kicked out the man, when they ushered in this wave of feminism that some black women latched on to and have never let go of. And so therefore, now we get to this point to where you have people who call themselves Christians. People who call themselves Christians. They say that they are followers of Jesus Christ, but yet they vote for a party that is openly pushing for an agenda that is against what you believe in. This Bible verse right here says you will be held accountable for your actions. This one right here, Romans 1 verse 32. Who, knowing the righteous judgment of God, those who claim to be Christians know the righteous judgment of God, that those who practice such things are deserving of death, not only do the same, but also approve of those who practice them. I'll read it again. Who, knowing the righteous judgment of God, that those who practice such things are deserving of death, not only do the same, but also approve of those who practice them. When you vote for a party whose agenda is to promote that lifestyle, you are approving of those who practice them. And God will hold you accountable for that. You will be held accountable for that, for approving those things which God says in his word is against his values, is against his way of life. It's against biblical principles. That's what it is. And you're setting yourself up to be a victim. We're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.